decision makers, general managers, Hall of Famers, Gold Jackets, MVPs, Super Bowl MVPs, Super Bowl champions. What offseason? What offseason here on the Up and Adam Show? Two-time Super Bowl champ and Super Bowl 39, I believe. Ooh, MVP, current Louisville wide receiver coach. Is he going to take on Bill Belichick, Dion Branch? Is he going to take him on down the road in some playoff situation and then beat him? Do they talk? I need to know so many things. Also, I think the Patriots are my team. I think the Patriots are my team of the year. Okay, I think they're gonna blow through expectations. We'll get into all of that. And honestly, one of my current fave players, fresh off a monster rookie season, where we talked to him, he got the Up and Adams bump, and here he is, Bucks RB, Bucky Irving. We hope to have Dion Branch on the show, Mr. Super Bowl MVP. Welcome to the program. We have so much to get to. I do want to say we have OTAs happening. We are counting down to schedule release day, which is a holy holiday here in the NFL world. The NBA playoffs in full swing. And I've got some NBA surprises. Up my little aloe sleeves here, people. We've got some NBA surprises for next week. Will I make my return to the studio? Dun, dun, dun. It would take something pretty cool, pretty shiny and heavy to get me back in that studio. The Knicks won last night. I noticed. I paid attention. A lot of you, I was doing an Instagram Q&A, so many questions about where to put your money on FanDuel Sportsbook. You guys make those decisions for yourself. Hopefully you won big. They're up 2-0 over the Celtics. Boston, still getting the best odds to it. I'm looking right here. They can win the East over on FanDuel Sportsbook. Plus 160. The Knicks, they're second at plus 280, as you are seeing. Hamilton, are you, my friend, impressed? And let me ask you, if you were creating, we're just doing straight bet, what would you pick here? Where would you go if you were on FanDuel Sportsbook right now? And you usually are.
The Thunder, like those top three teams are all down in their series right now, which is interesting. The Knicks have all the momentum, winning both of those games in Boston. They were down by 20 points in both those games too. I know I'm biased because I love the Knicks, but to me, I'm riding the hot hand right now. They're the hottest team going.
What happened yesterday? If we probably don't have where Brunson, my guy. I created Brunson, as we all know, when I went to that Knicks game and sat courtside years ago, another lifetime.
Sure.
But Brunson was just there's just hope for him potentially turning into something before I of course got there. But he was at the post game, and then the guy next to him was like ordering Uber Eats, and Brunson was really pissed. Who's that guy?
I missed that.
Oh, was Josh Hart a Super Commanders fan? Josh Hart?
Our Commanders fan, yeah.
Hold on. Keep talking. I literally think I have a picture of Josh Hart in my kitchen. Hold on.
What?
Keep talking.
But yeah, Brunson was as good as can be last night. Bridges, second game in a row, comes up with the big defensive stop, and now the Knicks go back to the Garden up 2-0.
Is this the man's you're looking for?
That's him.
Ask me why he's literally. I have batteries. Here's my kit. Want to know the K Adams kitchen drawer? We've done
Let's do
the
it.
fridge. Here we go. We've got some batteries. I've got some keys. I've got some matches. I've got this. I don't know what this is. A little panini
Looks
gift.
like a box of cards. Yeah.
You never know when you'll need an Obsidian 2024 autographed memorialized cards. And then I have this guy in my kitchen drawer. And I don't want anybody to know why, or you to ask me why, but this is the man. Okay. That makes sense.
I know exactly why. I'm not going to, of course it makes sense.
I think if I were to guess, he's in my drawer because Kat gave me a photo of him to show Kevin Durant in an interview that didn't happen.
Yep, 100%.
Yeah, to say, excuse me, who does this guy think he is, Kevin? As you are the only NBA player of note in my soul. And then I just said soul really weird, soul. And now thinking his lucky stars is one Richard Issacow, who is saying, thank goodness that the Super Bowl MVP is here so you two can stop frickin' frack, can stop dilly-dallying. Go to FanDuel Sportsbook. I like those odds. And let's bring in my guest. You know what? I want to do let's do like a real intro. And here it is.
Branch inside the 10, Branch all the way for the touchdown.
How about the move by Dion Branch? Little outside move, creates some separation.
Steps away from the pressure and throws for a touchdown to Dion Branch.
Joining me now from, I believe, his vehicle, where the audio might be a little sketchy, but we're going to try to persevere as you did not once but twice, my friend. Dion Branch is here, smiling as always. The current Louisville wide receivers coach thought that I could maybe see you at the Derby, but glad we're meeting like this. Congrats on the new-ish role.
Thank you, Kay. Thank you. And yes, I apologize. I'm outside of where am I? I'm at Miami Norlands High School.
Okay. Doing
yes,
what?
I'm trying my best to get all the top receivers in the state. So if any high schools see me in the building, I'm trying to get the best guys.
Okay.
That's what I'm doing.
What do they do when they meet you? You are a two-time Super Bowl champion. You are a Super Bowl MVP. Like, what is that like?
Hey, I'm going to be honest. A lot of these young men, they're so young for one. And then the second thing is a lot of these kids they really don't watch or play the game the way that we played when I was young, when me and my peers were younger. We really watched the game of football. We really love looking up to these guys before us. Not saying that these young men don't. I think they're just really playing the game because they just like it and they're pretty good at it. Huh. They really know the history behind the game of football, But overall, most of these guys, their high school coaches tell them exactly who this guy is or who some coaches that walk in the building, who they are. Then that's when it's like, okay, the awe moment kicks in.
I'm going to call BS on that only because I know that Lamar Jackson on his Patriots visit literally lost his mind seeing photos of you in the building. True or false?
But Lamar knows and understands the history of the game. Lamar is my guy. I love that young man. Love everything that he's. Lamar knows and understands the history of the game. And I think it was a little bit probably after Lamar, that's where the cutoff begins.
Okay. I think you need me to be in that. I think you need me. I think I should be there with you and I'll give you a proper introduction. I'll get like a trumpet or something so people know what they're looking at. But I like that you're saying that about Lamar, one of one, last of his kind. Dion, we looked this morning, me and Matthew Hamilton, who you of course know from Nate and Good Morning Football fame here. You have been standing Lamar since 2016. I gotta say, I think you might, not the first one like in his circles, but you were really one of the first ones, the OGs. He was a sophomore Heisman winner. What was the first thing you remember about him?
Remember about him? Just the way this young man approaches the game. I think the most important piece that I enjoyed about Lamar is the love that he had for his teammates. Just being around the facility, seeing some of the things he had opportunity to do beside for him and only for him. And he just didn't want to be a part of it because his teammates wasn't involved. I knew right away. I said, this guy's, he's special. He's special. He's a team player for one. I mean, across the board, this guy loves everything about the game of football, but more importantly, love his team. That was one of the most important pieces that stuck out to me back in Lamar's younger days at U of L. I mean, we clearly all see what he does on the football field every play, not just one play. I'm talking every play. This guy's a human highlight every time the ball snaps. The entire world is getting the opportunity to see that. What the world don't know or didn't see is his early recruiting portion. How so many universities missed out on this young man because they just thought he was more of just a running quarterback. And clearly showing you that I am a actual all-around, I'm a complete quarterback. I'm a pocket passer. I can alleviate and make bad plays into great plays. That those are the
Yeah.
things that Lamar, he's a human.
And some of that followed him to the NFL, going last in the first round in the NFL draft. And then here he is, all those MVP later. You're shaking your head, and now he's got to win the Super Bowl. But I loved that seeing that you in 2016 were like, he's different. He's very special. And he, of course, certainly is. You're in this car. It's so funny. You're like scouting wide receivers. How worried are you that Bill Belichick is going to pull up in the parking spot next to you in like a Subaru Outback?
I would love that. I would love for Coach Belichick to pull up behind me and to walk in with them. I get to test my little will and my powers to see who can actually go into this high school and recruit a prospect. I would love it. And I'll, without a doubt, Bill comes with the halo over his head. Now, these young men will grab towards Coach Belichick, but at the same time, I was taught by Coach Belichick, and I understand his strengths, and there's not many weaknesses. So I will make sure that I apply my actual the knowledge that he taught me with these young men as well, because that's one of the biggest things that I always preach and harp on with these guys. Me having the opportunity to be a student of Coach Belichick is a plus for me, and I love everything about that.
What are his weaknesses, Dion? You said he's got them. What are Bill's weaknesses? Lots changed with Bill too.
Hey, Kay, Coach don't have any weaknesses. None. You tell me what.
I don't know. It's a good question. You're saying these guys don't know the history of these kids, don't know the history of the game. Like he's history of the game, but he has an iconic name. I know all of that. Yeah. But I mean, I did the math, Dion, and I had fun thinking about this morning because I don't know the college game that well, and you don't have North Carolina on the schedule. I know that, but you could meet them in the ACC title game. How insane would it be to coach against Bill Belichick?
Man, that would be great. That would be amazing. I would love it. I'm sure our team would love it. I mean, the fact that we're making it to the ACC championship game again, which would be amazing. That'd be the second time in school. The second time in school history. That is the goal for us. That is the goal. But just the coach against Coach Belichick would be super amazing. That man taught me everything about the game. He kind of put the icing on the cake from all the coaches that I had when I was in Little League football, to high school football, to junior college, to U of L, and to actually cap it off as with Coach Belichick as my actual professional head coach. He pretty much sealed the deal, the 8 years that I spent with Coach Belichick.
It's hilarious that you should just say I would mop the floor with that team, but you won't because you still have this don't give bulletin board material, little Belichick like roaming around here somewhere. It's so funny.
I'll give you that glory. We'll talk about it in December. Let's talk in December.
Okay. That's we're on to the first game. We're on to week 1. Do your job. I love that. What you did with the Patriots is you are an icon. You are so beloved by that. It's very fun to watch you go back there. I know, and I know you're very busy with Louisville, but whenever you do, it is so fun to watch the reaction. You were an absolute fan favorite, etched in the history and the lore of the Patriots. And as we're talking coaching, and you're a coach, I'm sure you see the game a little bit differently, not even like on-field stuff, just organizationally, what it takes top to bottom. You know Vrabel well. Can you tell me why you think he's the perfect coach for this squad, this roster, that city?
Yeah, I think Vrabel is way connected to these younger men nowadays. And I think that is probably what the difference is. I love and wish that my former teammate as well, Gerard Mayo, he was given the opportunity, in my opinion. I don't know if he had enough time to make a impact. But being that, he had his opportunity and the organization felt like they had to shift and make some changes. And then by bringing in a guy like Mike Vrabel, another former teammate of mine, a very hardworking man, someone who is a player coach, but a disciplinary guy who's going to instill and impact the game his way. And I think everybody always think just because you're being taught or you are a student of this coach and that coach, I think the thing is with Vrabel, he's going to do it his way. And the organization is going to give him enough time to actually try to make that spill happen. But overall, Kay, the My thing with Vrabel, I think he's very personal. He's a player's coach. And I think these young men that team will see that right away. He's going to coach you hard, but he's also going to love up on you. And you know, we also know this is a job, but at the same time, I am human, you're human. I'm going to respect you, give me the same thing. And I think that's what's going to be the difference with Vrabel. And we'll see a difference with Vrabel with that.
With that, I mean, all the things you're describing, I see in Gerard Mayo. It's hard. Like, I think he's a player's coach. I think he's really hard. I think he, have you talked to Mayo? Like, how does he look back at his experience as the coach?
Yeah, we haven't spoken about that. And that's the last thing I will want to bring up, because as I said first, as I alluded to, I don't think that Gerard got a fair shot. I wish that he probably would have had a little bit more time, but that's the direction that Mr. Kraft and the organization decided to move, to go in, and that was their decision. My personal opinion doesn't matter. And yes, as you said, Gerard is a player coach. He is a great man. He's he was more young and inexperienced a little, when it pertains to being a head coach per se. Nothing against that. I don't think that was the reason why he was fired.
Okay. If I told you back in 2000 that Mike Vrabel was going to be coach of the Patriots, what would you have said?
It just depends on what year you're saying he will be the head coach. But
Got it.
because I have still been head coach as of 2025.
Right.
I never foreseen Belichick being a guy, he's still walking around, still injecting his philosophy into young men, young professionals. If you'd asked me, I thought Bill would have actually retired the Patriots head coach. But you can see that. I saw this with not Gerard, but also with Gerard and Mike Vrabel way back in the days in 2000. You can see that with Vrabel. You can see that the way he approached the game, the player, the teammate that he was. You can see that, hey man, this guy, he has it. He has it.
Julian Edelman, did you see that news? He's voted into the Patriots Hall of Fame Monday.
I know. I just heard. I was on as I was traveling and stuff. I will FaceTime my brother. As soon as we hang up, I have to call my guy, man. Love that kid. Love that kid, man. He's super amazing. Love that guy. That's my guy. That is my guy. Love Julian. It's a very high praise, and that's a great honor for Julian.
Well, you know what I'm going to say? Like, they can't let in one Super Bowl MVP receiver without letting another one in. Like, you're next, right? What's that conversation?
I don't know. Maybe you can start that, Kay. You can make some things happen. So let's get on it. That'll be a great honor. I would love to be, alongside all those other great Patriot Hall of Fame guys. And then for the most part, I played with a lot of them, so who knows? Maybe you can make that phone call, okay, and make it happen.
I don't think I should. I don't think I have to make it. I feel like maybe you've been on the road too long, and you're at these, you're picking up your Pringles at the Quick Trip in Paducah, Kentucky, or wherever you are, and your service is bad. And when they try calling you to tell you, you can't even answer. Like, I'm going to choose to believe that you guys are not connecting, because that has to happen. And it's not, it is your Super Bowl 39 performance, unquestionable, undeniable. But let's maybe remind the people, I don't need to talk. I think you should go over maybe this highlight. Take me to this Panthers game the year before, and this 10-catch, 143-yard and a touchdown performance. You should have 2 MVPs. Tom robbed you.
Oh my gosh, cut it out. We won the game. It was a game in the 30 plays that X over. I felt going into it, our preparation, going into that game, we knew that if we just showed up and did what we were supposed to do, this will be the outcome of the game. Nothing against Carolina, real good team, great defense. It was a hard-fought game. I think we wanted it a little bit more than those guys. It was a very tough game, and Carolina was a tough team, but I think that we were more prepared, I would say, for the game. I think Coach had threw everything at us. Coach Belichick threw everything at us. Coach Romeo threw everything at the defense. Coach Weiss threw everything at the offense. I mean, weeks to prepare for one game. And I literally think that we comb through every piece of detail that you can possibly do. And it showed in the game. You know, I think we made the plays that we needed to make.
You this is your problem. 10 grabs, and you had 11 grabs, I think, in your 39 performance. Like Tom robbed you of that Super Bowl MVP. Right. You won't say it. I will. No, but did you know he was going to feed you going into those two? Did you know before kickoff?
Yes, ma'am. I think the 2 weeks of practice, you know, the preparation leading up to it. But I'm going to be honest with you, Kay. You can go through every week and be like, I touched the ball maybe 15, 20 in team periods and then get to the game. And it's the total opposite, you know, because it's all scripted during the week and the defenses may not be what we prepared for. You know, they may be totally different defenses once the game starts. And, you know, I think the coaches just do a pretty good job of trying to show you some of the things that may happen. And then, you know, once the game starts. But the best part about it is everything that they showed us those 2 weeks was what Carolina did. And it looked exactly how it looked in practice. So as the question that you asked, this is what I saw in practice. This is what our offensive line, our running backs, our quarterback saw. Yeah. And we've practiced this about 10 times already. So the outcome of was the same exact thing.
What I remember about that game was it was a little as a fan, right? Like a young fan watching, you woke that game up. That's what I remember from that Carolina game. Like no points until you scored with 3 minutes in the first half. You woke that snoozer up, in my opinion, but that's maybe for a different day. Tom Brady was on a podcast. It's called, I have it right here, Impulsive. Okay. He was on the Logan Paul's podcast, and he was very honest and open about how he feared getting hit by Ray Lewis the most. And then he talked about Haloti Ngata, and he mentioned Ndamukong Suh. Are you like in that, at the time, just being around Tom, did you know that he was afraid to get hit by those guys, or did he never admit fear?
No, he never admitted that. That's one thing I will say. I don't think none of us will admit that until you're asked an open, honest question. He never admitted that, but I don't think no quarterback wants to get hit. I promise you. The ones who are actually standing in that pocket and they feel that pressure, and the ones that can sustain that, those are the great ones. You know, he admitted that, but he was one of those guys who stood in that pocket and did what he had to do to make sure he led his team. None of the receivers wants to get hit. Yeah. I didn't want to get hit, Ed Reed and Troy Polamalu, but it happened. You follow me? That's part of the game. It happened. That's part of it. But yeah, I can see Tom saying that. You know, I can see him saying that, and then there's a list of guys across the board, you know, as I just alluded to, like, hey, Troy Polamalu was one of those guys. Yeah. Ed Reed was one of those guys for me. Even, I'm always looking to figure out, you know, or also one of my former teammates, Rodney Harrison.
I was going to say, aren't you so glad you didn't have to deal with Rodney on game day? Shoot.
That guy, he was a pest. I love Rodney. I talk to Rodney every day almost.
Really?
I love, just about every day. Rodney, myself, Willie McGinnis, Richard Seymour, all of us, man. We have a special bond. You know, when you win that, of course, that trophy at the end of the year is the most important piece. You know, going out winning the game, but the relationships that you build with these guys is the most important part.
I love this. The Saints, the Patriots, near and dear to my heart. You know, I worked up there, loved it, was very close, lived in Boston for a bit. The Saints, also near and dear to my heart, okay? And they took your quarterback. Yes. They took Louisville quarterback Tyler Shough in the second round, and they took him over guys that the Saints wanted, like Shedeur, and the sexier names potentially, nationally at least, Jalen Milroe, right? Can you tell Saints fans, who I love, about this guy? And by the way, Louisville had 3 players drafted, but tell me about Tyler.
Yes, Tyler's all that. I promise you, I want to be the person to quiet down all the grumblings that I've probably slightly heard about, we didn't take the right quarterback. No, you took the right quarterback. Trust me. I promise you, you all have drafted the right quarterback. Tyler is a NFL quarterback that was in college, and I'm very blessed and thankful that Jeff Brown went out and found this guy in the transfer portal last season. He was the right guy for our offense at the right time that we needed. This kid, he can make every throw in the book. I watched it. I saw it every day. As a former receiver, looking at this young man practice every day on the football field, studying every day off the football field, first guy in the building, last guy to leave the building. He's a pro-ready quarterback. You guys selected the right guy, and I guarantee you 5-10 years from now, we're going to pull up this interview, and you're going to be like, well, he said it. He did say it. This guy is awesome. I love everything about this young man. I rave about him so much, and I know there's nothing. He's not going to let me down. He's going to actually make sure he leads the Saints, hopefully, to a championship.
I believe you because this is a man, so the Saints understand and the fan base understands. This is a man who called Lamar Jackson's prolific career 4 games into his sophomore year. Okay. Yeah. And he knew so we're talking about a man who is right now a Super Bowl champion sitting and scouting wide receivers to Louisville, a guy who's seen him up close and personal. You got your guy. This is the potential. Don't want to put too much on him, of course. We want some patience for young Tyler, but this is someone who can lead and be the face of this franchise. Make no mistake. We love that. Last one for you to bring it back to the Patriots full circle, just because, Pats fans will be so mad that I'm talking about any other team, of course. The consensus was that, New England knocked it out the park. We need to get Drake may help. Of course, everyone wanted Travis Hunter. It didn't happen. They took Campbell, who I think is great, and like him and Vrabel will be besties from day one. I'd like to ask you about Stefon Diggs, a veteran in this young receiver room. When you watch him, what are the thoughts that come to your mind?
Stefon is a dog. I love everything about the young man's game. He's a dog. He's exactly what we need at that receiver position. He's a guy this guy loves the game of football. The days that I watched him at Buffalo, knowing that Josh Allen, that anytime he needed a big play, Stefon was the guy. I know he sustained the ACL, correct? Was last year before last?
Yes, I believe.
Yes.
This year he did. Yeah.
Of course, ACL. I want to believe he'll be back. He'll be ready. This guy's ready, and he really wants to prove himself. Now, I think the most important part about this scenario is that he's back in the AFC East. So I don't know what went down in Buffalo and how he ended up getting out of there, but Stefon is a dog. He's a complete receiver. He's the reason why all these young men that are in high school and college are walking around talking about, I'm him. That's where you're getting this from.
Yeah.
And it's a reason if somebody stamped themselves as I'm him, you know what that means, right? And I think now it's just all about Stefon going back, proving to the world, proving to himself that he is the guy that he's always said that he was.
It will be very interesting. Those 2 games against Buffalo will be, but I think, and part of it is that Vrabel has to be the right coach for him, right? I think that's what we're saying, that he's a player's coach who understands that he wants the ball. And by the way, he's already back out there during OTA. Stefon Diggs was at the Met Gala. Then he's back out there just making plays off that ACL, by the way. So it's exciting to see. I think people are sleeping on the Patriots. I do. I think they're sleeping on them.
Nah, I know it's based off of last, because you're only good as your last season. Yeah. So that's just based off of that. But like you said, I thought the guys did a great job in the draft and adding all the key pieces. And now they just have to build off of it. Put the supporting cast around, and I think they'll be fine.
Dion, you need to bring your Super Bowl ring with you. I just decided to end this. That's what's missing. Okay. You walk in there and you just flash that thing. And you say,
I'll do it next time
for this?
Sure.
Yeah, I feel like that's it. And then I feel like if you guys get to that game against Bill, you got to get Tom in it somehow on your side. Just for the lore. You need like Tom to come be on your sideline for that game. Do you promise me that will happen?
I promise you I got you for that. And then I promise you I'll come on the show and we'll do some bulletin board material.
Yes, I'd love, yeah, crank that up. I mean, I think everything that I know about Bill Belichick is out the window. So who knows what it'll even be like. Dion, I appreciate you so much. Straight from a parking lot. Where are you again? What school?
I'm at Miami Norland in Miami, Florida.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. I would tell you,
Here.
you're doing Miami very wrong, but you enjoy your day. Dion Branch, Super Bowl 39 MVP. We will be back after this. Bucky Irving is on the show. It's an all offense show here on Up and Adams. Oh man. Oh. Okay. Interesting. 3 years in. Okay, good to know. I don't think we've had an Abe Luck that long, yeah. Mm-hmm. The audio only cut out really once.
Yeah, it held up well.
No, literally, you're in the background of the show walking by.
Welcome to the life. Look at Irving go.
Bucky Irving, what a move he puts on.
This kid can run. Bucky Irving, he is quicker than a hiccup.
And Bucky with a big gainer. As a whole, Bucky Irving's in the end zone. A Buccaneer touchdown.
An absolute superstar. One of my faves, I'm telling you, not even just a running back, a kick returner, a weapon for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Voted to the Pro Football Writers of America All-Rookie Team. Bucky Irving, what a year you had, my man.
Yeah, I had a pretty decent year, man. Gotta get ready for this season now.
Yeah, pretty decent year. I think we want you to, can you move a little bit can you scooch? No, other way. Where are you right now? What's happening?
I'm in I just got done working out, so I ain't really had time to really get set up nowhere. So I just came in this little room where they do like the interviews at.
Okay, well, I appreciate it. Who was out there today? What did you guys work on?
We just had our little normal phase 2, going through plays, a little indie, and then just wrapping it up with a little team conditioning.
Yeah. What are you like I mean, you seem very chill here, and then there's this.
Like what? You saying like
That running back coming to the flat. We got that running back coming to the flat. We called out that play. Running back coming to the flat. Go! Come on. Running back going to the flat. My bad, Ruff.
Is this what you're like out there during OTAs and workouts?
Nah, I'm a little more chill, but that's like my coaching phase. That was just me out there coaching the women's football, man. You could just see got a passion for the game. I love the game, and anytime that I got a chance to give back to anybody, I'm gonna give them all that I got.
What did you get out of that? That was you spending your day. You could do anything you want, and you're at the 2025 Girls Flag Football Preseason Classic.
I mean, just always just being a guy that want to give back, not being a guy that just sitting around not really giving back to the kids in the community. But I feel like they asked me to come out, and I told them I come out, and I just had to stand on my word.
I love that. I think it's amazing hopefully you get something out of that. It maybe energizes you, because I don't want your head to get too big, but then I'm not worried about that because you just said your rookie year was decent, which is insane. Don't be crazy, Bucky. Look at these stats, okay? Come on, scrimmage yards, rushing touchdowns. You led all rookies in every category. Which stat here are you most proud of?
I'm not really a guy that pretty much live in like the past. In this profession, I feel like they don't really care about what you did last year. It's a new season, so I got to do it all over again.
So what does success look like for you in year 2? What are the goals that you're setting for yourself and trying to meet every day?
I'm not a guy that necessarily set goals. I go day by day.
Okay.
I just want to come in and really much feed off where I left off last year, pretty much having to establish the run game. We also got great receivers on the outside, so that's always opening up the run game. But, yeah, just being able to stay humble and stay focused and keep rolling.
You led the entire NFL in forcing missed tackles. You're in the wrong interview if you don't want to talk about your last year. Because I'm sorry, we have to. You're going to have to be one of those guys. Be versatile. be one of those guys for me right now, because one of the things you do, I mean, that's crazy. You make guys miss, every guy. You make them look silly. Can you talk me through this run? Sorry, we're going in the past. This run against the Giants. What do you remember about this?
I know we was backed up, and I couldn't do too much dancing around back there, so I had to get going. Pretty much got in space, made a guy miss, and you could see from the back angle our quarterback coming to throw a block. You could see how competitive he is, and them type of guys that you want to be around, guys that love the game, and guys that you know that have your back every time that you step out there on the field.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of running backs would get tackled at the line of scrimmage, or I don't know, get like mauled by Brian Burns. To break that tackle at the line and then cut back to middle of the field, I think what it says about you is that you are absolutely fearless. So is your quarterback, but how much does fearlessness play into your game?
I pretty much say that's how I play the game. I mean, you going out there and you got to compete at a high level, but me just going out there knowing that I've been doubting my whole life, saying I'm too small. So I just try to bring some excitement to the game about my game that pretty much make people stop talking.
And I think that they have. I mean, you absolutely crushed it. And Baker being out there blocking for you, I would just like to know what that is like afterwards, because you're high energy, he's high energy, it's gameplay. What is your best impression of what Baker sounds like after a big game like that?
I mean, you could see him firing me up after that, telling me let's go. I mean, that's a guy I'll go to war with any day of the week, man. I know he'll run through a wall for me, and he know I'll run through a wall for him. But them the type of guys that I love to be around, the guys that want to compete at a high level and the guys that want to win football games.
What do you first remember about Baker when you met him? Like, what was your first impression? It was only like a year ago-ish.
I was just like, damn, I'm actually on the field with Baker Mayfield, because he was a guy, obviously he won the Heisman, a guy that you watch college football highlights of him, and you could see how he was in college, a guy that's high competitive and want to win football games. So just being in the setting with him, also being a good friend with him outside of football, it makes it even better.
I love that. And now you've had a year with him. And I think everybody, just like you, every person, every player wants to get better, wants to grow. We've seen a lot of growth out of Baker Mayfield. What is one thing that as a teammate you've noticed that you're sort of proud of, that you've sort of witnessed in his flourishing from when you met him to now?
A guy that never get too high and a guy that never get too low. He'll always be the same. Whether if we come in here, we got to win or we got a loss, you'll never see him change on the person that he is. He always going to have a smile on his face. He always going to have energy. And them type of guys that you need around you that never's going to change, don't matter the circumstance.
I've got big expectations. I mean, when you're saying these, like, you want these better numbers this year after what I showed you and you're not living in the past with these stats, like, I'm calling 2,000 scrimmage yards for you this year. Does that feel right?
Yeah, that feel a little right.
Yeah? You don't think about things in terms of numbers, though?
No, I don't really go out there and think like, I got to get this certain amount of yards or I got to do this season. I pretty much just live in the moment, man. Whatever I got to do to help my team and we come out with a win, I'm happy as long as we got the win.
What has Rachaad White meant to you?
Rachaad White's meant everything to me, man. That's a guy, as soon as I got here, them guys took me in with open arms, just showed me the ropes on how the NFL is going to treat me, showing me, like, different things on how this run may hit, showing me things in protection. Him and Chase Edmonds, them the type of guys that you need around when you first come into the league, because when you come into a new environment, you come into new people, new teams, new people around the building. But I feel like them guys been everything. We going out there on the field, we knowing that we got each other back every time that we go out there and step on the field, and them the type of guys that you want around, you knowing that they're gonna have your back at all times.
I love how it really stood out. And obviously, like, just like you do your job every day, I do mine every day. I talk to 3 or 4 players or coaches or GMs every day, and it really stuck out to me. I think I've told you this before when he came on, and how he spoke about you and how you speak about him and how that works, how you guys, and that, and I talked to Jason Light at owner meetings. I do think, like, and you're a rookie, so maybe you don't know any other GM. Like, you have, like, the coolest GM, like, almost by far. Like, Jason Light is just a cool guy. He's calm. Do you feel like, I mean, there's this idea that White might get traded. I feel like we should stop this. How do we stop this from happening?
Nah, man. I feel like he's good where he at, man. It's a great 1-2 punch. We got a lot of great running backs in our room that could go anywhere and be starters. But how I think about the game, I really don't go into the game like because I had 3 good running backs at Oregon that we always used to rotate, and we pretty much just go into the game and feel like whenever your opportunity is, you just got to go out there and compete for your brother. It's not, oh, he started this, or it's nothing like that. It's just always you got to go out there and compete for your brother.
Yeah, Jason Light. I'm saying it. We got to find a way to not deal him, because I would not like to see him leave Tampa Bay. You mentioned Oregon. I won't talk about the draft, but is it true that you are like besties with Tez?
Yeah. So when Tez had transferred from Troy, me and him ended up being roommates. So yeah, Tez was the guy that came in. It took us a pretty good time to deal with each other, because he used to try to come in the house and just talk about how good he was at Troy. And I used to tell him, yo, I don't want to hear that, yo. You got to show me when you get out here on the field. And he pretty much showed me that he got it. So
when you found out, and he was taken, I think, in the 7th round, did he call you? Did you get a text? Like, that must have been insane to hear.
So I was actually coaching the Oregon spring game, so I didn't see it. But Tez used to always say like when he'll be watching my games or anything like that, he'll be like, "Bro, I want to come down there with you to Tampa." Like, he used to just say it every time we got on the phone. I'm like, "Bro, just put your head down and work, and God's gonna take care of everything." And then it happened. I guess he got what he wanted.
He manifested it. I love that. What would you, since Tez thinks he's so great, Bucky, what is something that you would beat him in 10 out of 10?
I'm faster than him. He mad about that 40 time, because I told him he better run fast, and we pretty much clocked the same time. So I'm telling him I'm faster than him right now. So he pretty much mad about that. Is
there anything that he could beat you at 10 out of 10 times?
Nah, I'm too competitive for that. I'm not gonna say he could beat me at night.
Are you competitive with Bo at all? Like, what's the
Bo.
relationship with Bo? Obviously, different team, but different conference. And like, you both crushed your rookie seasons.
Yeah, Bo was a guy that pretty much was one of my best friends at Oregon too. Came along the way. We spent 2 years together. I mean, that's a guy that like I said again, wanna win football games. Competitive. He competitive in everything. He first taught me how to play pickleball. I ain't know what I was doing. He whooped me in that, so I just stopped playing because he too competitive. Like, he want to win everything. I'm like, yo, can you at least teach me how to play the game before you just try to beat me and everything? But nah, man, I love that guy to death, and I wish him nothing but the best.
You are officially like a Tampa Bay resident that you're playing pickleball. Like, you're little pickleball, little shuffleboard, little golf. I feel like you're doing everything the right way. I think when we had Tez on, we both fought over who liked you more. And he was like, "No, that's my best friend." And I was like, "No, I'm Bucky Irving's biggest fan." And we fought about it because he's such a fan of yours. The schedule release is happening on Wednesday. I'm going to show you your opponents here. I think we have them right here. There we go. Give me the team that you'd like in prime time.
That's a good one. You saying the primetime game?
Yeah, any primetime game. I'm sure you guys will have several. I'm hoping for that, but
how many primetime games you get?
It depends. We don't know. The Chiefs seem to get quite a lot. The Eagles will probably get a lot.
So you never know with that. So
well, you'll definitely have at least one. So tell us, and hopefully many more. But which one? Who would you want in primetime?
I'll probably say Buffalo.
Why?
I heard they stadium it get pretty loud up in there. Great fan base. And it's always fun to go into new environments and get the experience and go down there and have fun.
I thought you might say the Panthers, but I don't know why.
No, why you say that?
Because you have your way with them. What is with you and the Panthers? You averaged over 180 total yards per game against them last year. What is that?
I mean, we were just going out there knowing that pretty much going into a game each and every week, seeing what we could establish, and pretty much we started fast on establishing the run game, and I feel like once you get them guys up front confidence, to run the football, them guys really want to run the football the whole night.
I thought you might pick the Panthers so you could just like walk all over them, but you want a challenge, of course, with Buffalo, big AFC team. Maybe there, maybe here, we don't know. When you get the schedule next week, what's the first thing you'll look at?
I'll probably say who's coming down to Tampa in the summer.
Oh, it's a huge advantage, huh?
Nah, I'm just happy to see who coming down.
Yeah. All right, I love that. We're gonna play a game with you, Bucky, and thank you for your time. I know you're working out, you're doing all these things. It's called Buck the Trend. Okay, you're either gonna back it, meaning you're in, you like it, or you're out, you're bucking it. Okay.
All right.
All right. Tooth
so I
gems.
can say I'm out or I'm in.
Yeah, I'm gonna show you the things. Tooth gems. Are you backing it or bucking it?
Nah, I like it.
You like it, you're backing it. Okay. How about espresso martinis?
Nah, I'm not bagging it.
You're okay, then you're bucking it. It's your name, Bucky. Figure this out. How about hot Pilates? It's like 115 in there. That stuff's crazy. Backing or bucking?
Pilates is actually hard, so I'm bucking it. I'm bucking it.
Have you ever done it in like have you ever done the heated?
Nah, I never done the heated one, but I've done the regular one.
Good, it's crazy. How about oat milk? Are you backing it or bucking it?
I'm bucking it.
What kind of milk do you drink with like your Fruity Pebbles or whatever you eat? Cheerios.
Lactose milk.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
How about the Hummer EV? Are you backing it or bucking it?
Nah, I'm bucking that. I don't like that.
Can I know why?
I'm too small to be getting the trucks.
Let's see. And the tush push, last but not least, backing it or bucking it?
Nah, I'm backing it because it scored touchdowns.
Because it scores touchdowns. I love that. I love that for you. I love all of this. Okay, so I learned a lot today. You're faster than Tez.
Yes.
You are going to have 2,000 scrimmage yards, and you are as humble as ever. You are the most humble breakout rookie I've ever talked to.
You got to stay humble, man.
Sometimes.
Humble,
but I'll blow you up, though. And you don't want to play Bo Nix in pickleball because he gets too crazy.
I'll play him now. I'll play him now for sure because I learned how to play, so it's good.
What would the score be?
Oh no, it'd always be close, and then he pull it off at the end because he tried to cheat to win every time. So.
Oh, now Bo's a cheater. Okay. I like this rule. Oregon.
Bo gonna find his way to win. That's what I'm gonna say. Bo gonna find his way to win every time.
Okay, interesting. I think we might have to have a little meeting in Dan Lanning's office and like make sure you two are still getting along real well. Congrats to you on the season. Tez is in good hands, it sounds like. Jason Light, don't trade Rachaad White. Things are working. We're happy. Baker Mayfield's a maniac. We love all of it. Appreciate your time, and great to see you.
Thanks for having me on.
Thank you, and I hope we get those Bills on the docket there in prime time. I could see that, Ham.
Oh, absolutely. That'd be a great primetime matchup.
I love
just
that
hoping.
Sorry.
I hope for their sake it's earlier in the season. They don't have to go up in Buffalo in December.
I didn't understand what he was saying. He said that he wants somebody to come down to Tampa.
Yeah, I don't know if he was saying like the early season games in Tampa because I was thinking what you were thinking, like get them down there in that heat. Look at who's coming in the heat. But I don't know if he's if he's talking about maybe joint practices, things like that.
Oh, maybe. He was just saying maybe like week one, which is That's what he was saying. He's just focused on week one. Everyone, relax. Yep. Relax. Interesting.
Yeah.
Jason Light's going to be like, they can't win. It's so sad. What a tough gig.
I know.
Although Jason makes it seem not as tough, you know?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. 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 Awesome.
All
We'll
right.
take a break and do. Mm-hmm. He literally said that. Oh boy. He literally said that Bo's a cheater. It's hilarious.
It's funny. He's so like you see those moments out of Bo, which are awesome. Like we saw it on the sideline with Sean. Like he gets a little fiery. And you talk to him, he's so like mild mannered,
I
such
don't
a
think
nice
so.
guy.
He's like I'm trying to think of who he reminds me of. Like a cartoon character. I'm trying to think. No, he's like the most earnest, good guy, sweetie pie.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
I know, but then
right?
you see him give it back to Sean Payton like that. Like,
I don't buy it. I don't buy it.
I do.
I also like no better agitator than the madman.
Yeah.
Sorry. Okay. Great. Let's take a look at some FanDuel stuff. I think we should do that. All right, welcome back to Up and Adams. Big thanks to Super Bowl MVP Dion Branch for joining the show. Rookie sensation who's going to have 2,000 scrimmage yards. Mark it. And he wants to tush push himself get tush pushed into the end zone. I've reached my tush push quota for the month of May. And now let's look at FanDuel Sportsbook. We are partnered, we are powered by them, and we love them. So let's take a look. They've been rolling out these new markets, okay, for the NFL over the past couple weeks. And there's one that we saw that we were like, interesting. For the very first time, everybody on FanDuel, you can bet on who the week 1 starter will be for certain teams that have those pesky little quarterback controversies. How cool is that? So Cleveland, let's go right there. Of course, quarterbacks problems. Let's go to Cleveland. Joe Flacco, the fave to start week 1. Okay, plus 116. You got Kenny Pickett following it, plus 220. Shador plus 370. Dylan Gabriel. Bucky Irving's old friend, of course, or at least like from his alma mater, plus 830. I like that. Anthony Richardson, favorite to win the job at Indy, minus 265. DJ, the competition, plus 215. Interesting. And if we go to the Giants, former home of Daniel Jones, Russell Wilson is the overwhelming fave to be the week 1 starter. Minus 1,600. Jackson Dart plus 1,200 there, followed by Jameis at plus 1,300. Gosh. I think Jackson Dart wins that job, Hammy.
Right out of camp?
Outright. He's got
that would
too
really be
much sauce. Too much sauce. And
it's just they're really like Shane and Dable are really slow playing it. They're like, get ready to be patient. They're saying the right things, but you're right. Like they have to have an open competition, and they shouldn't
play him. But I do think it's going to be all. I don't think Russell Wilson lighting it up at camp is going to be buzzy. It's not going to be New Yorky. It's going to be underwhelming. These men are now like needing this to work out from the jump. They're not. I mean, I'm talking myself back now. Like it's a. Are they going to put in Jameis week 1 or Russell and then like obviously give it to, I don't know. I haven't thought enough about this, but I just think the one in the middle, no disrespect to, but he's got the push happening right now. It's already half started.
And if you get in right now at plus 1,200, that's a great time to get in.
And they really like him, but I kind of want it for Jameis too. We'll be back after this. Am I? I literally spent an entire segment. I went 30 minutes deep on a segment of television. Like,
let's go. That's our guy.
We got to
put our Commanders fan of record. Yeah.
No. That's Kevin Durant. Steph didn't play, huh?
He's out. Steph is going to be out for a week, according to Shams.
I know, and I heard it's an injury he hasn't had before.
Yeah,
we got to get Shams.
But those guys stepped up. Those guys have been stepping up around him. Yeah, we got to get Shams back. It's been way too long.
It has been too long since you guys brought him on like Halloween or Arbor Day or some shit that was absolutely insane and out of pocket.
He loves an Arbor Day.
You guys like surprised me on like National Hamburger Day, and we're like, it It's Shams. Doesn't that make sense? And I was like, sorry, excuse me.
Birthday.
I didn't think these were cards.
Yeah, there's cards in it. You have to open that at some point.
I know, but it was 7 card. I thought it was a card holder or something. I was going to give it to my nephews. But I told you my nephew opened and got one. He got the Kaboom Jaden Daniels card. It's worth like $4,000.
Yeah, that's unbelievable.
Who bought him the cards?
Don't try to weasel your way into a cut of this. It's a gift. It's out of your hands now.
How does that work? It's like if you give a scratcher ticket to somebody in like a greeting card and they win 10 grand. What are you entitled to? What in the current episode, what happens? And that's the wrong answer because we just got an answer. And Richard, of course, had the wrong answer to give back just what was spent on the scratcher ticket.
I don't think you're entitled to anything. It's on, the recipient of the gift can choose. I feel like it would be a nice thing to share some of the profits, but I don't think they have to.
Yeah, I'm going somewhere today and I'll be somewhere tomorrow. And I'm very excited about it because it's a great thing. And I'm going to do something golfy and in one of my beloved places. And there's like a freezer right here in this kitchen. And if I opened it, it would have several things from the city of origin of this place that I'm going. Just saying.
Mm-hmm. Can I make a guess?
I mean, I'm a golfy girl. And we're back on the Evan Adams Show. Welcome back. And big thanks, of course, to FanDuel Sportsbook for all these fun odds that are sort of helping populate our show. There's lots of great NBA stuff going on. It's the best time of the year with the playoffs in the NBA. Like, now is the time to go have some fun and do some things. They've got futures and stuff for NFL as well. We'll be back on Monday. I believe I will be in studio. I will also be with the Cincinnati Bengals. Kind of tomorrow. Kind of. I'll be back Monday in studio with an NBA show. Have a good week and bye.